Okay, now it's time to pay attention to MetalHead. And for this section, we are going to make the pattern inside Photoshop. And let's create the first mask. Okay, I'm going to create a fill layer, call it mask. I just need the color and I'm going to put it on red. Let's add a black mask here. And now I just need to add a generator. And I'm going to use UV border generator. And as you can see, due to our seam on the UV, now we have this kind of mask. Okay, so let's pay attention to this section. I'm going to play with the slider to create the border. Okay, now in here I can add the pattern and the detail that I want. And after that, we can play with this area too. And this side, it will be get the data from this side. And we are going to do that in the Photoshop. So okay, let's fix the data for the mask. I'm going to play with the distance, balance, and contrast to get the frame that I want. Okay, this is the frame. And maybe we just give the space for the linear part of the blade. Okay, so let's add, I'm going to turn on the distance. Okay, like this. Or maybe you just need to focus. Yeah, like this. So it's okay for now. After that, we can decide what we want inside the Photoshop after fixing the pattern inside this square. So let's go and export this mask and this layer to the Photoshop. For this purpose, you just need to come over here and use export to Photoshop function. And I just need to export base color because we are playing with the color in here, and just press OK. And now it's exporting to Photoshop. Okay, now we have all the layers inside Photoshop. And actually, I don't want to wood handle, so I can delete all the items. Okay, here. And I just need this mask in the MetalHead. So let's import our first pattern here. Okay, this is my pattern, and I'm going to use this one in here. For that, we can do something like selection. Okay, like this. You can do the selection with L in the keyboard, or just in here, you can use polygon lasso tool. After that, we just need to mask this one. Okay, and now in the transform mode, I just click here and right click. Let's see the perspective. Okay, with the perspective, I'm going to fix the perspective for this section, as you can see. Okay, it's just like an idea for creating pattern. Okay, so I'm okay with that. So let's fix this one in here. Okay, and after that, I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it mask, and in this folder, let's create 2 new layers. So it's just like Substance Painter working in Photoshop, but you can follow my step and click wherever I click, or you can increase your knowledge in Photoshop because it's so handy. And even you can do this technique in the Substance Painter. I'm going to tell you how to do that, but it's easier to learn Photoshop for this purpose. Okay, this is the white layer, and this is black layer. So let's add color to the black layer. Okay, and let's add color for the white. Okay, and let's turn off this folder. Now I'm going to use pen tool with the P on the keyboard and create a path in here like that, or even we can use some pre-made shapes. But in here I just want to tell you, okay, we can use this technique on every photo that we can search on the Google and use that as a reference. So let's go to the convert point tool, and we can play with this. Okay. Yeah, let's go back and just play with this one and this one. That's it. And okay, so this is for this section. We are going to convert it to the white mask very soon. But now we should consider for the main pattern. So for the main pattern, I'm going to use this photo. Okay, so let's make it bigger like this. Okay, and we can make selection in here. Okay, and let's create mask. And we can even delete the area that we don't want. Okay, let's convert this layer to rasterize. And after that, you can select inverse and press delete to remove all the things that we don't want. Okay, let's clear this area too. Okay, and now we can use this mask here. Okay, and play with the warp. You can find warp inside transform mode. Right click and play with the warp to fit this pattern inside the blue area. So, okay, this is the way that we fix the pattern from an image to the mask and the area that we want to show that. And after that, we just need to use the pen tool, okay, and press like that to create the shapes. And we just need to modify these vertices with convert point tool, okay. And if we want to move these vertices, we just need to hold control and move that, or you can even use one vertex and move that. Very easy. So this is the way we can convert this image to the pattern. You can even use Illustrator, Photoshop, or even in Substance Painter. I'm going to cover the way that we can use in Substance Painter. Don't worry about that if you don't know anything about Photoshop or Illustrator. And that's it. Okay, after that, we create this pattern. We can just use a helpful technique. Okay, so we have a layer in the path. It calls work path, and I just need to hold control and click on it. And now, as you can see, I have this selection. So with this selection, I just need to come over on the white layer after finishing all the matters, all the patterns, and all the shapes, and convert it to the path. I just need to come over here, press Control, and after that, just select white layer and use this layer mask. And now, as you can see, we have this selection in the mask for the white. So I have my pattern. And after that, we can continue our process in Substance Painter with saving this photo and bring it as a fill layer and use it as a mask inside Substance Painter. So now I'm going to pause the video, do all the thing. I'm going to show you the final result. This is a repetitive process, so we are going to cut that from the video because there is no point to see, okay, I'm going to click point, and etc. And after creating the mask inside Photoshop, we export the mask and going to the Substance Painter, and we are going to learn how to use that over there. So let's create the mask. Okay, now this is the final result after creating the mask from the pattern that we import. But I just did some manually reposition the pattern and this kind of stuff. So this is the final result. It's not good actually because I just do the fast sketch and fast method, but it's usable and we can use it in the project. So we create this mask, and now we can just use Alt, Control, Shift, and S for save for web. And now we just need to save it and import it to Substance Painter. So let's do that. And you just need to use the format that you want here, or just use the preset from here and press save, and everything is okay for doing that. I just save it, and you can see that here. Let's go to the Substance Painter and see what happened over there. Okay, now it's time to continue our material creation process in Substance Painter. I'm going to use a material from Substance Community Asset, still painted, for the base layer that we have here. Okay, let's change the parameter and achieve the look that we want. For example, I need to have a black color or dark color. Okay, let's turn off the height and turn on normal. And change the tiling to 2. That's okay. And we can play with the paint roughness. I'm going to add a filter, okay, from Matte Finish. I think Matte Finish Raw is a good, yeah, as you can see, it's very good. So let's turn off height and keep just normal and play with the scale and detail intensity. And yeah, this is good for the base layer. And let's go for this layer. I'm going to use Iron Rough. It's another material from Substance Community Asset. These are just like shortcut for us. Okay, that's it. Let's add blending mode normal to all channel. Yeah, as you can see, now we have a clear mask here. Okay, so let's add a paint layer and use UV chunk to fill up this section. Okay, let's select all channel and okay, let's go back. Let's change the blending mode to linear dodge. Okay, and now I just need to select all UV island and deselect this one, and boom. Okay, we can add a sublayer, fill layer as a sublayer, and keep just height and play with the height. Okay, for creating the displacement, and I just need to do that here. Just keep height and give a negative value like that, and just need to add a blur filter. Okay, that's it. We have it. And let's change it to something like this. Okay, now it's time to bring the mask that we create in Photoshop and apply it here. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, I'm going to use it as a texture, import it to the project, and boom, we have it here. So let's put it here as a fill layer, and I just need to change the blending mode to linear dodge. Okay, we can add a filter like warp and play with the intensity. Okay, that's it. Let's go back to the height here and choose a lighter value for the height. Okay, that's it. And now we can play with this layer and add some details. Okay, details like color variation, roughness variation, scratches on the surface, and this kind of layers. So let's do that. Okay, before moving to the next video, let's talk about the process that we can use Substance Painter for mask creation. So I just need to cut out this part of the image and save it as a JPEG or PNG, it's not matter, and import it to Substance Painter. So let's do that. Okay, I just need to have a silhouette, so it's not a clean cutout. So, okay, that's it. And after selecting the border with the lasso tool, I just need to mask it. That's it. And let's crop the image to proper size. Yeah, and we can change the ratio to 1:1 or a square. Okay, it's enough. And now we can transfer the image and make it bigger. Okay, let's press Shift and use this handle to bring it up. Okay, that's enough. So after that, we can save it as a JPEG or PNG, it's not matter. And after the saving process, we can import it to Substance Painter. Okay, now I'm importing the PNG that I saved directly into the layers, and I just need to import it as a base color. And as you can see, it's here. And now I just need to use wrap projection. Okay, wrap projection, it's like the warp inside Photoshop, but we can control it in a 3D view. So I just need to rotate it 90 degree. Okay, and scale it down. That's it. And as you can see, we have this one here. And we can continue our process from this part. So after repositioning of the plane of the wrap project, we can modify the vertices in here. So I'm going to edit vertex mode and select this ones and put it here like this. Okay, and after that, I'm going to move it here, in here. Okay. And so I just fix the position on the UV, and now I can add a black mask, for example, or we can use a paint layer or fill layer in top part. Okay, add a black mask. We just need to have color and add a paint. And with that, we can go to the base color, use paint, and use brushes to create the mask that we want, like this. Okay, and paint inside the area. Yeah, like this. And even I can use path tool like pen but we should do it in 3D viewport. Okay, let's bring down the size. And yeah. Okay, we can modify the vertices like this to achieve what we want. And after that, we can add another paint layer and fill up the area like this one. Okay. So this is a way that we can create the mask inside Substance Painter instead of using external photo editing software like Photoshop or Illustrator. You can do both of them, but if you are using the paint layer at the first, like this, with a brush, and you want to give a smoother corner, you can use bevel and histogram or level technique. Let's do that. I'm going to add, for example, bevel or blur filter. Okay. Now I just add a level and play with these sliders. Yeah, and we have more smooth result like this. So this is the more like a personal choice or a personal workflow that you want, depends on your knowledge or other software or Substance Painter. And you can create the mask in both way. There is no difference. They are just tools and the process is the same. So this is a way to how to create the mask inside Substance Painter. And I prefer to use Photoshop for this purposes. And that's it. Let's go for the next video and continue our material creation process.